Hey ho, superhumans, Lori here. I'm really excited today to share with those of you who have been on the fence about if TRE is for you or if it's something you want to share. I'm going to demystify a TRE session for you. Hey, if you're new on this channel, where our goal is really to guide you in rediscovering your truth, your aliveness, and your freedom within, make sure that you subscribe. And you can also check out our free events in the links below where you can directly register so that you can try out TRE and grounding with us. David Berceli, the founder of TRE, Tension and Trauma Releasing Exercises, would tell you that TRE is your right. That everybody should know that we have access to this natural tremoring healing mechanism as a mammal. If we use it or not, that's up to us, but that everybody has the right to know that they have access to it. And TRE is a surefire way to reactivate this natural tremor or shaking mechanism. So before getting into what you can expect in an actual session, let's talk about why would we bother doing TRE. It's because this natural healing tremor mechanism is actually designed to calm us back down after a really threatening event, high stress event has happened. Either our ego identity has been threatened or our physical body, but we have actually turned off this mechanism. So when you book a TRE session with a TRE, a certified TRE provider, it would be for someone to actually run you through exercises that have been designed by Dr. Berceli to actually reactivate this natural healing mechanism so that you can turn it back on after it having been dormant most of your life. The reason I'm so excited about doing this video today is because I know that whenever we explain experiences to other people, it's all based on our beliefs and our experiences, our other practices that we're doing in this case. So of course, if you hear from it from somebody else, you might hear some things that you feel aren't for you. But I really want to remind people that this is a natural mechanism that you're designed with. It's housed in your brainstem, your instinctual brain, the part of the brain that we share with all mammals. And so all we're doing is reactivating it. And how you experience that, the words that you use to try to explain this really innate response in you is going to be different. The reason we want to bother reactivating this natural mechanism is that it brings us back down to that calm homeostasis after we've been threatened. And because we've had it off, we literally are kind of like pressure cookers where we have a lot inside our systems. So in TRE, in an actual session, you can learn how to calm back down your nervous system using this practice, and how you can learn to regulate it and how you can return back to that safe place within yourself. We have to feel safe within ourselves first before we can feel safe in the world to really be ourselves, to really speak what we know, to really connect with people at really intimate levels, and to walk the earth more peacefully. So you have a couple of options of how you might choose to do TRE. One is doing it online here on YouTube. Make sure that you find the official TRE video by Dr. David Berceli. I would recommend that you do it with a certified TRE provider at least the first 3 to 5 times, and I'll tell you why. It's because everything you do in life is based on where your nervous system is at. So if you're somebody who tends to push through things, who tends to go for the gung-ho, who tends to check out a little bit, be a bit, spacey, or maybe go to la la land when you're doing some things. And all of these are different ways that our nervous system helps protect us. And so if we do TRE without any guidance from a provider, we are going to do TRE in that exact same way because we don't even know another way exists or that we're even doing it. So if you do it with a certified provider, they can guide you through, and it's all from a perspective of preparing you to do it on your own in a way that you will maximize your benefits and that you will do it in the most safe, comfortable, useful way possible. It's not from a place of taking care of you and doing things for you. It's very much from a place of helping you regulate so that you can comfortably regulate on your own. Everybody can regulate on their own, might just need a bit of guidance because we've been living in really overstimulated nervous systems. So the first thing that happens in a TRE session with a certified provider is you're given an introduction. This introduction to TRE is just to talk to your neocortex a little bit, your thinking brain, your rational brain, because it's actually not needed when you're actually doing the TRE practice, but we're used to doing everything from the head, right? We even bring on an artificial safety in our lives by trying to use our rational brains to plan everything and have it just right so that we might feel safe. So we need to feed that brain a little bit before we start. It'll be short, it'll have all the key points of exactly what TRE is, how the tremor mechanism is actually activated with these exercises, and how we will guide you in regulating and what the benefits are, etc., etc. Then we will go through a list of precautions. There are precautions to TRE, but it doesn't mean you can't do TRE. It just means that you might need a little extra support, or maybe you will need a consent to do it, etc. You might need to know a bit more to make sure it is something that you want to do. Now, the next thing is you get into the exercises. It takes about 20 minutes to do these 7 exercises. Now, if you're someone who doesn't exercise a lot, don't worry, because the exercises are very, very simple. And we only do them lightly, because if we do them to the point that we would do them in a gym, then it's actually counterproductive. And every single exercise is aimed at a certain muscle group. As long as you're tiring that muscle group in whatever way works for you, and a provider will help you with that, it's great, it's fine, it works very well. Also, all the exercises we can modify. So if there's any exercise that you feel that you can't do because of a certain maybe old injury or something, we can change anything and modify it. We can even modify it for people in wheelchairs, people who are paralyzed. Remember, this is your natural tremor mechanism. You're designed with it. So there has to be a way that we can reactivate it for you if you so choose. So TRE is very much not about the exercises, because once you do these exercises enough times, over a few weeks, then you don't even need to do them anymore, because this natural healing mechanism is now on. Once you get to the last exercise, that one is on the floor. The first 6 are all standing. So once we get to the floor and you do a little bit more tiring of the legs, eventually your tremor mechanism will come on if it hasn't already, or in the earlier exercises. Now, what your body will do in the tremor, there's nobody that can tell you that, because it's not coming from your conscious mind. You're not making this happen. It's your tremor mechanism that is stored in your brainstem that only knows how to follow your trauma or tension pattern. So today your tremoring session might be very different than what your body does when you do it again 3 days from now, because your brainstem, your tremor mechanism, is finding the tension in just the right order that it has to be released in order to be bringing you back down to that freer body, to that unwound body, to that calmer nervous system. I really love this about TRE, that we cannot use our conscious brain to make it happen. This is really great practice for us to really start to trust our bodies, trust our nervous systems, that it can actually do so much for us that we've not been giving it a chance to. Also, it's like fresh start every time you do it, because you never know what it's going to do, and you never know if it's going to be the same as before. So it's like starting fresh each time, which is such great practice for us to do in life each day. So your provider will be helping you all throughout the session, and particularly when you get to the floor, to notice how your nervous system speaks with you. And so you'll start to notice what are the early signs that the nervous system is starting to get a little bit activated. This way you don't have to go to higher states, because there can be a bit of fear for some people, because we're so used to our bodies only moving when we're telling it to, and we tell it how to move. We're not used to it moving on its own. Plus, we've been so conditioned to believe that this shaking is a bad thing. It's actually a symptom. There's something wrong with you. And so it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable with it and not try to manage it or be afraid of it. So your provider will be helping you watch for signs that may be saying that, oh, you're starting to get uncomfortable, you're starting to get a bit overwhelmed, so that they can help you recognize these signs and teach you some grounding techniques so that you're really getting in the driver's seat. My nervous system starts to get activated. I can do this. It doesn't mean you need to stop. It doesn't mean that the activation is going to go away, but you're going to be more aware of it so that you don't go beyond an edge of where your nervous system would be so activated that you would actually be in a stress state. That's not why you do TRE, to go in a higher stress state or do it to a point or from a place that you're more in that freeze state, that dissociated la la land, Zen, that other place sometimes that we want to go to when we do certain things, or that our nervous system does automatically for us. It's hard for your system to release anything, to heal, to rejuvenate, if it's in a place of protection, like that dissociated place. So in watching with you for these signs and helping you recognize them, then you can really regulate your practice well. There can still be some strong reactions. Sometimes they come on very quickly, but your provider is there if any chance that would happen. TRE doesn't create any of this. It just reveals what's happening already. But because we have a bit of a microscope and we're really looking at it, it just becomes very, very evident. So your provider will help you learn how to regulate it, keep you safe, keep a safe space, and then you are learning how to do this for yourself. And again, everything you learn on your mat, you're going to take to the world. So now you're in life feeling more in the driver's seat, aware of your nervous system, making better choices for yourself, managing emotions better. It's fantastic. Now, once you're done with the actual tremor part on the floor, you're going to get a 2-minute integration, and then you'll be asked to sit up and you'll go into the last part of the session, which is a debrief. Now, a debrief is not about talking forever about what happened. It's about what was the experience like for you? What are you noticing now in your nervous system? What are you noticing in your body? And what did you learn from this? What are next steps? How much is too much TRE, how many times you can be doing it, etc., preparing you for the next steps. Now, there's a reason why we don't get into the psychology and all the stories, because we're really helping you experience something different. TRE is really a no talk, no thinking therapy. Of course, we do some talking, but it's not necessary because it's the brainstem that's managing all of this. All we need our neocortex to do is stay present. Because if we get really, really stressed, sometimes we lose that common sense, that logical mind. We don't want that. We want it here present, but not managing this. In the beginning, we do need some help also, I feel, from a provider, just to help us with that mind involvement. You're going to, sometimes we have tremor envy. We look at other people's tremors in a group and we want those tremors. Or we had strong tremors the last time and now they're more gentle. So we believe that we're not releasing as much. We start to question, am I really doing this? Or is it really my tremor mechanism? All of these things tend to happen because we're so used to doing everything from the mind. So your provider can also help you notice this and start to release and start to surrender a little bit to your natural tremor mechanism, which is also really great practice for life, isn't it? Now here at Freedom Within, if you do TRE with one of our providers, you're actually going to be asked in the beginning to rate your level of grounding, and you're going to use this throughout the session. We're going to use the scale based on the polyvagal curve by Dr. Stephen Porges so that you can begin to really get acquainted with your nervous system by having a visual, by having a number versus it just something you're feeling into. So if you're ready and you feel to try TRE, then make sure that you check our comments below. You'll see that we offer 2 free events per month. One of them is really to help prepare you, get acquainted with your nervous system, learn some grounding. Really great preparation for the second event. that usually comes about 4 or 5 days afterwards, where we actually do the practice of TRE and the practice of grounding together. If you prefer a private session or you prefer to take a TRE immersive, just leave us a comment below or go to our website, send us a message, and we'll make sure that we arrange that for you. So thanks loads for being with me here today. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. I hope that it was valuable. If so, make sure that you subscribe down below and click the bell so that you can know about our next videos. So see you on the next one, and Sawasdee from Chiang Mai. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.